Welcome to the Transitions Daily podcast. Transitions Daily is an online recovery group that offers a daily distribution of popular recovery resources accompanied by a secret Facebook group for discussion. We hope you enjoy today's readings.
This is Transitions Daily for September 23rd, read by Sarah M. from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, USA. AA Thoughts for the Day. Awakening. Is sobriety all that we are to expect of a spiritual awakening? Again, the voice of AA speaks up. No, sobriety is only a bare beginning. It is only the first gift of the first awakening. If more gifts are to be received, our awakening has to go on. And if it does go on, we find that bit by bit we can discard the old life, the one that did not work, for a new life that can and does work under any conditions whatever. Regardless of worldly success or failure, regardless of pain or joy, regardless of sickness or health or even death itself, a new life of endless possibilities can be lived if we are willing to continue our awakening. Bill W., December 1957. The Language of the Heart, page 234. Thought to consider. The task ahead of us is never as great as the power behind us. AA acronyms. SWAT. Surrender, willingness, acceptance, and trust. Just for today. Anvils of experience. Tradition 1. Our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends upon AA unity. So at the outset, how best to live and work together as groups became the prime question. In the world about us, we saw personalities destroying whole peoples. The struggle for wealth, power, and prestige was tearing humanity apart as never before. If strong people were stalemated in the search for peace and harmony, what was to become of our erratic band of alcoholics? As we had once struggled and prayed for individual recovery, just so earnestly did we commence to quest for the principles through which AA itself might survive. On anvils of experience, the structure of our society was hammered out. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, pages 130 to 131. Daily Reflections. I was an exception. He, Bill W., said to me gently and simply, "Do you think that you are one of us?" Alcoholics Anonymous, page 413. During my drinking life, I was convinced I was an exception. I thought I was beyond petty requirements and had the right to be excused. I never realized that the dark counterbalance of my attitude was the constant feeling that I did not belong. At first, in AA, I identified with others only as an alcoholic. What a wonderful awakening for me it has to be to realize that if human beings were doing the best they could, then so was I. All of the pains, confusions, and joys they feel are not exceptional, but part of my life just as much as anybody's. As Bill sees it, give thanks. Though I still find it difficult to accept today's pain and anxiety with any degree of serenity, as those more advanced in the spiritual life seem able to do, I can give thanks for present pain nevertheless. I find the willingness to do this by contemplating the lessons learned from the past suffering, lessons which have led to the blessings I now enjoy. I can remember the agonies of alcoholism, the pain of rebellion and thwarted pride have often led me to God's grace, and so to a new freedom. Grapevine, March 1962. Big Book Quote. There is a principle which is a bar against all information, which is proof against all arguments, and which cannot fail to keep a man in everlasting ignorance. That principle is contempt prior to investigation. Alcoholics Anonymous 4th edition, Appendix 2, Spiritual Experience, page 568. 24 hours a day. AA Thought for the Day. Step 12 is, having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, We try to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Note that the basis of our effectiveness in carrying the message to others is the reality of our own spiritual awakening. If we have not changed, we cannot be used to change others. To keep this program, we must pass it on to others. We cannot hoard it for ourselves. We may lose it unless we give it away. It cannot flow into us and stop. It must continue to flow into us as it flows out to others. Am I always ready to give away what I have learned in AA? Meditation for the day. Draw nigh unto God, and He will draw nigh unto you. When you are faced with a problem beyond your strength, you must turn to God by an act of faith. It is that turning to God in each trying situation that you must cultivate. The turning may be one of glad thankfulness for God's grace in your life, or your appeal to God may be a prayerful claiming of His strength to face a situation and finding that you have it when the time comes. Not only the power to face trials, but also the comfort and joy of God's nearness and companionship are yours for the asking. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may try to draw near to God each day in prayer. I pray that I may feel His nearness and His strength in my life. Hazelden Foundation, P.O. Box 176, Center City, Minnesota 55012. I'm Sarah, and I'm an alcoholic.
We hope you enjoyed today's readings. You can also receive Transitions Daily via email and discuss today's readings in our secret Facebook group. So for more information, go to dailyaaemails.com today.
Other than the 24 hours a day reading, unless otherwise specified, all quotes copyright Alcoholics Anonymous World Services, Inc., 1952 through 2001.